Hi, guys. So I recorded today for 5 hours straight. And now we're going to get into a whole lot of things. I'm so excited to be here with you. Welcome to the Top Music Attorney Music Business Podcast, where the fun just never stops. And we're going to be educating you on all the things music business for your music career, your music business. So, welcome, welcome. We're doing the official roll call. I don't know if this is a gavel moment, but it's the official roll call, right? This is music business school. So, tell me where you checking in from and what time is it? I don't know if that's a gavel moment, but it just became one. So, a couple quick things. We are broadcasting in all the places, including Instagram. Hello, Instagram. We've missed you. And you want to come over to Top Music Attorney on YouTube and say hi and subscribe because besides the live stream, we do different segments all throughout the week just to help you and to give you some of that knowledge to help you crush everything. Christopher's checking in from Los Angeles. Hello, Curtis on YouTube. Eric, El Paso, Texas, 6 p.m. What's up? Good to see you. Cool gamers here. Yeah. So glad you guys can be here. We're going to have an awesome show. So we have some things going on in the music business as always. Um but anyway, on Top Music Attorney on social media, I'm doing more fun bits. So if you're not following on Instagram in particular, you should be. And I was so happy to hear this. My producer gave me the rundown because I don't pay attention to things like numbers. I just do my job, which is to help you guys and hang out with you guys and do all the things. So he gives me feedback on numbers from time to time on how things are performing. And we have a lot of you listening on the podcast on Spotify. So thank you so much. I'm honored that you would let me spend some time with you. And the podcast is definitely more specific to just music business learning. So we do more of the fun educational stuff. And P.S. I recorded something fun for you guys last weekend. So for a while, I was doing a lot of music video reactions. And I stopped doing them because I just wanted to really focus on the educational stuff and working with you guys directly. And so anyway, I know you really like the music video reactions, so I did one. And this was a King Von video. And so I'm super excited. We were gonna potentially release it today, but I was like, let's hold off. Let's do it maybe like Monday and see what's going on. So anyway, that's coming. So if you were excited about a lawyer reacts to King Von music video, that's well on its way. Hey, everyone's here. Yay. Ashley, what's up? Chris, I feel like we haven't seen you. Have you been here? What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Hello from Sesame Street. Hey, I love it. What's up, Kevin? So anyway, also, I got an official newsletter sign up linky. Okay, because it used to just be on like the website, and I feel like that was just somehow conveniently overcomplicated. So anyway, now we have like an official newsletter sign up. And the reason why I want you in the newsletter is because I actually send you emails every week with like all the things talking about what's new and keep you informed because I know everyone's busy and sometimes you might miss the show. So it's a nice little recap. I let you know what's going on. So anyway, if you do want to sign up to be on the newsletter, please do that and then we can stay in touch. All right, so let's do a quick show rundown on all the things to make you a super earner in the music business and in the entertainment space. We're going to talk about 5 ways to increase your sales. Okay, so your sales, if you are selling something, goods or services, and this is something I want to start building out a little bit. So we're jumping into it today. In the news section, we have stuff going on. One of the things we're definitely going to talk about, it's on the title of the live stream, which is about Bow Wow. And did he scam a minor in a feature? So we're going to talk all about that because yesterday I was literally served an ad by someone who's relatively well known in the music business space, and he does educational content and he sells different things. So I got served one of his ads. I like to see what my competitors are up to. So I click on the ad. I'm like, what's this guy up to? So I'm checking out his funnel, right? You click on the link, it takes to a website, and he's like, here's the thing. He has his video and his script, and he wants you to buy something. And what he was selling was essentially a collaboration kind of deal. So it's like a sample pack and some collabs and all this stuff. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about that today, not just because of the Bow Wow thing and people kind of getting scammed, but this is pretty commonplace, right? You pay a whole bunch of money because you want to have a feature on your song in hopes that it helps with your promotion and your marketing and all the things. And even if it goes well, we're going to talk about that and maybe why you should or should not do it. But unfortunately, there is a very dark side to paid collaborations. So we will be discussing that. All right, I'm going to do my best to remember the gavel. It seems to be this ongoing thing. Like I have a couple of things I have to always kind of check myself for. One of them is when I'm having my student huddles. So it's like the weekly meetings that I do with students that I'm working with. And whenever I share my screen, it is just, I don't know. I always have to be like, hold on, guys. Am I doing it right? Can you see it? I don't know. I have the hardest time with sharing screens on Zoom. That's a thing. But anyway, and then for this show, it's the gavel. And I just want to make sure I give you the gavel at the end of every segment. So I'm going to do my best. Now, as far as what I'm doing with working with, students, if you do need help, I only take 10 students at a time. So not everyone, can get in at any given point. But if you are interested, we can chat and to see what you're doing with your music career, your music business, just message me on Instagram at Top Music Attorney. And then I also have an application. I think it may or may not be in the description of this video, but if you want to apply, that's another way to do it. Just apply through topmusicattorney.com. Oh, look at that. Look at that cool overview. This is what I pay my producer big bucks for, right? All right. So with that all being said, make sure if you are just checking in, let me know where you checking in from and what time is it? Wait, when? Where are you checking in from and what time is it? It's been a long day, guys. Hello to Instagram. This is the second time that we have actually broadcast the show to Instagram. So I'm so happy to be here with you and you with me, and together we will dominate the planet. Yeah. So anyway, I'm looking because we need to run an intro, and it changed my format. I have no idea where. I have no idea where. Oh, here it is. It's in design. Why would they put my intro in design? I'm not trying to design something. I am trying to intro my show. All right, here we go. It's all just too much. They're changing the designs on me. They're moving stuff around. We're going to somehow make this all happen. We're going to do it together and it's going to be great. So stick around and I'll be right back. Hi guys, I'm top music attorney Miss Krystle. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and creator of the Top Music Attorney School for artists and record labels. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent artist. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss my weekly videos giving you my best tips on the music business, industry news updates, and teaching you how to stay legally protected. Let's go. Ooh, sales. Yes, we need to talk about making money because you know what? I think there's kind of two verticals that we focus on when we are doing anything in the music business. One is how do we get eyes on our project, right? We're the artists that we represent. And the second one is, well, how do we make money to make this thing sustainable, right? Most of us start with the music business side hustle. And at some point, when we're able to make it our full-time gig and we can quit our 9-to-5 job, that's really the dream. It's like, who cares, whether you have 1,000 fans, 1,000,000 fans, like if you can make it your full-time thing and do what you love, like you have won, in my opinion. So yes, we'll be talking about that. Chris in the UK, you've been working real hard for a couple months. All right. So yeah, I mean, look, not that I expect you to be on every live stream at 1 a.m. your time, but come on, are you committed? Thank you, thank you. Glad you can be here. Turkey, is that what it says? I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you very much all for being here. Stephen is in Texas, 3 a.m. What's up? So yeah, guys, drop your questions because at least for the first part of the show, I'm kind of cultivating all your questions so I can answer them. This is why I do it live. Every once in a while, I have the conversation with my producer and I'm like, look, should we continue the live stream portion or should I just release videos? Because we release a ton of videos all throughout the week. And it's the tips, it's news segments, it's all the things. But the live element really is because I want you guys to have a way to get your questions answered for free every single week. So make sure you incentivize me by actually asking the questions. So I know I'm actually helping. If I don't feel like I'm helping, then who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so I guess also beyond that, I'm just trying to do my sing along as I am continuing to just work out this voice thing because I talk so much every day. And by the time I'm done with my day or the morning after, my voice is somewhat fried. And then, I'm like, all right, so we got to go sing and practice and whatever. And it's just challenging. But anyway, if you want to hear some good sounding version of me, you can listen to Miss Krystle on all social media platforms. I have my new Disney song that I did, Cinderella. Yeah, I did a Cinderella reinterpretation cover, and it's for Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. There it is. Oh. Oh, cool. What's up, girl? Thank you very much for checking in. I hope everything's going well. I love that you're here. Please ask questions. Let me know I can help and what's going on. Don't quit the live. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Vocal fry, face blue smiling. Yeah, right. No, I'm on this perpetual. You just have to embrace the vocal fry that happens because your vocals are fried. And for those of you who are not singers, vocal fry is like the Britney Spears thing. She's like, "Oh, babe," right? That that's just like my normal talking voice now. We're trying. We're trying. I'm just committed. I'm like, you know what? Every day you have to make the day count and you have to go big. And for me, doing 5 hours of recording today was a needle moving task because it's just, a big project. It needed to be done. And I'm just like, F it. We're just going to do it. Yeah, that's right. And you know what? My producer, that Orko, who's also my music producer, by the way, we're meaning to like get in the studio and have a session where we just go through and sing like other singers, right? So I'm sure you guys have seen it, like Ariana Grande. She does really good impressions of other singers. And just doing that, obviously it's entertaining, but doing that is really good as a singer yourself because it just helps you to develop more range. And so for me, like when I started to, because I've always been like loud, I'm like, I want to belt, I want to scream, I want to, that's kind of my style. And when I started working with that Orko, he's like, let's do like Lana Del Rey. Let's like coo and do all the sweet, soft nonsense. And then I was like, how could I ever? And then I did it. I was like, oh, this is cute. So it just makes you a better singer. But anyway, so that was my Britney Spears impression, I guess. Yeah. So Ashley says, here we go back to this. You like the live format because one, I have a time designated to show up. Cool. It's fun being able to discuss thingy things with others live. And three, love seeing your face. Aw, I appreciate you. Well, good. I appreciate the feedback. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing. It's probably like between my time, an hour or two on the day of the show, and then that Orko, his time is probably like 8 hours every show. There's a ton of prep and just making sure we have the whole thing ready to go and all that. So just knowing the investment of time, again, with the ultimate goal, because we're always going to release videos, we're always going to help you guys for free, but that you will ask questions live and I can help you. And so if that's happening every week, then amazing. It makes sense to keep going and all that. So T Diamond on YouTube, been watching a while. I appreciate all the knowledge you drop. Thank you for being here. You're a producer. What kind of music do you produce? What genre? Cornelius, love the name. Can a manager have an independent management company? Brick Label, can a manager have an independent management company? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as, think about it, right? A manager typically manages quite a few artists at any given point. And so making yourself a management company makes sense. And in fact, there are monster management companies in existence that just, represent all the big guys. And what they do is eventually you are, as the owner, you get to capacity. So you end up hiring people, you train them, they become your sub managers. And so you assign managers to different artists or whoever you're representing. And so that's a way that you can scale a management company business because at some point there's only so much of your time, right? So good questions, and that's how you would do it. Make sure you start an LLC. That's always my thing. Start your LLC. Yeah, and in fact, that's my whole gig. I'm about teaching you guys what is going on here. There's something happening with my hair, and it's like the worst thing to call it out, but it's just bothering me. So I'm fixing it. Can someone please tell me if it just keeps First world problems, I'm telling you. Anyway, so my whole thing, I'm kicking the camera as well. The whole thing is that you build your music business so that you build an enterprise around yourself. It's not just about like if you are a manager protecting yourself, having a management contract, which, I do all the time, but you eventually can expand because you get a brand, right? You get a reputation and people want to work with you. So I think that's pretty cool. My producer's telling me to stop kicking the camera. I try. Uh, Eric, if you have a question on LinkedIn, drop it in the chat section. Not chat. Drop it as a comment and I will answer for you. Kevin says the live streams are helpful. Awesome. Thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions. Curtis, 100% helping. Ooh, Mr. Producer, so I have this separate chat on my screen. So whenever my producer messages me, it pops up and covers the entire screen. So then I'm trying to read his message really fast because it might be important. And I need to know what's going on. Let me see. You can pull up Instagram on your phone if you want to. Okay, thank you. What? I'm trying to read this. All right, you're 100% helping. I do a podcast plug. I do a podcast plus do PR. Got it? We focus on heavy metal, though. Love it. And I was introduced to your stuff via a client, and this was super helpful. Oh, awesome. So with the podcast plus the PR, are you doing it for a particular company? Right. So are you scouting talent? Is it talent for the podcast? Tell me a little bit more about that. Vocal fry. What are you saying? Vocal fry isn't so tough anymore. I wouldn't say it's tough. No. In fact, it's a trick that you can use because it takes a lot of tension off of your vocals when you're singing. So even though it became popularized because of Britney Spears and her "Oh Babe," right? I'm not gonna start singing. I might. We'll see. We'll see how weird I want to get. But anyway, but it also is really a fantastic technique that adds texture and interest as you're singing. Are you going to do a Depeche Mode cover? Of course. Didn't I do a Depeche Mode cover already? No, not yet. I have one on my list. That's why I'm thinking of it. I have one on my list, and it was a song I had not heard yet, and we were out. I'm like, what is this song? And so it's on the list, perhaps. Follow-up question on the manager route. Can a manager have an independent management record label company all in one? Yes, it gets tricky. So when you're a record label, right, you at some point need to kind of disassociate from the actual management of the artist. But I have had a lot of clients who will start the record label, and in the beginning, they are also managing the artist because it's just kind of like a la carte. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm representing you, and so I want to get my 20% as your manager, but then I'm also your record label because I'm going to distribute you. So you absolutely can do it that way. But as you start to scale, it just doesn't make sense because as a record label, you have to do the record label stuff. And also doing the day-to-day management is exhausting. Like, if you are a good manager, you're supposed to be there handling the stuff. Hopefully the artist is, there's something going on, right? So you're helping with show bookings and you're doing the PR stuff and all that. So at some point, no, you don't want to be doing both. But especially with like new startup businesses, I've had clients do that for sure. Oh, I wanted to do Halo by Depeche Mode. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of went on this kick with cover songs, and I'm still doing it, where I just want to do them on social media. So I'm not doing full covers where I'm like releasing them on digital service providers, but just kind of teasing them out. And I did a Linkin Park. I swear to God, there's something itching my face. Anyway, and so I did a Linkin Park cover, and it was nice to get the feedback. So as far as kind of like testing for your artists, for what you're doing, it's cool to kind of just do like a minute of something and just to see what people think. Because if it doesn't hit, if you get like zero response, then maybe you shouldn't do a full release of it. Maybe you shouldn't do a music video, right? So that's kind of what I do with it. It's a good way to test for sure. All right. Let's see. What else do we got here? I gave up caring what my hair does years ago. One reason why I just shave it all off. Yes, we're back to the hair. No, it's just I'm ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happened. I saw it this morning. And this is like, I feel like as a chick, this applies to everyone, but I really feel like as a chick, I have to like, my makeup needs to look cute, my hair needs to be in place. I can't have like some craziness happening. And so when I was recording all day long, my face was forward. And now because we're doing this and my screens are over here, I'm turning my head. I'm like, oh no, the decision I made this morning has come to haunt me because I left it. I knew it and I left it. Oh well, we shall survive. Kevin, do you need a license to be a manager or an agent because they practically do the same thing, right? That's funny. So it depends where you're at in the state of California. You need a license in order to be an agent, and also it is prohibited. It is illegal for you to be an agent and a manager at the same time. But that's in the state of California, and there are other states that this applies. For example, in Arizona, they don't care. You can do all the things. But the reasoning behind it is that an agent is a fiduciary, right? So they're handling money. And so they have a more sensitive role, right? They're actually handling your cash versus a manager typically doesn't. And so since the manager doesn't have the fiduciary obligation, the state of California does not want you double dipping. Anyway, so just so you know. But if you were somewhere else, it might not apply. All right. So it's called C squared. What are you saying, Curtis? It's called C squared music. We have clients that are both labels and independent. Yeah. And it's funny. I do hybrid agreements all the time, right? So through my entertainment law firm, we just represent every kind of, I mean, over like the last 9 years, every kind of conglomerate, hybrid business venture that you can possibly think of, because people are like, oh, we kind of do this and we do this. Or what makes us unique is that we are a management company, but we also do app development. So, what I can tell you is that whatever creative genius that you have, you can absolutely do it and you can put it into a contract, and you'll want to have it in a contract. Okay? All right. Let's see. To create an artist Facebook page, do you have to sign up for a business Facebook account, or do you have to link it to a personal page? You have to link it to a personal page. Okay, so this is really important. I had to deal with a Facebook hacking issue on Monday. A mild nightmare. I literally sat down at my desk and I'm like, because I'm working on meaningfully bringing down my stress. I'm like, today's gonna be the day. You know what? It doesn't matter what happens today. I deal with everything. I crush everything that I do. It's gonna be great. So I'm gonna take my stress down. I sit down, and the first message that I have from my third party marketing company is they're like, hey, our account got hacked, which means all of our clients' accounts, aka also mine, likely is hacked. Please check right away, remove us. So I go in there, and of course it was too late. And I had been moved in my business account. To what I was able to do was to remove some people from the page, which was good before it happened. But they added themselves into the ad portion and they reduced my role. So at that time I couldn't do anything, right? And they were now the admins of my account. So what these guys did is that they started setting up ads, right? And so for one of them, they set up a $7,000 ad per day. And of course, the idea being that I can't go in to delete the credit card information. I can't make changes into the account. And P.S., Facebook is terrible when it comes to getting things resolved in a timely fashion. Now, to Facebook's credit, or Meta, right? Doing business as Facebook. To its credit, I did, message customer service, and then they eventually called me, which was unheard of. But I actually did get someone on the line, and I at least got them to confirm the card I thought was on the account, which is like terrible, guys. You should know what card is on your advertiser account. But I'm like, I don't want to go cancel all my cards. So I did get them to tell me. I immediately went, canceled the card, and intercepted because they had launched an ad while all this was happening. These guys were so not feisty, shisty. They were so good at what they were doing and fast that they had an ad launched right away. So anyway, I was just able to get the card deleted, so nothing was charged. And unfortunately, for a lot of the other accounts that got hacked as well, they were not so lucky. And in fact, days later, I was told that some of these people, even though they were told what was happening, they didn't stop their cards. I'm like, who would do that? Like, Facebook says it's going to refund, anyone who was fraudulently charged, but I'm like, I'm not going to rely on Facebook. So, in any case, a couple things just to keep in mind. Obviously, when it comes to giving people access to your account, obviously that's a risk you run. Someone else has access, and even if they don't mean to get hacked, it can impact you and your business. So something that I tell my team and people that I work with, that I give access to my accounts and I give passwords. I go, "Can you please do me a favor? Two things. One, when I share these passwords with you, can you please make them like hinted? You know what I'm saying? If it's like blue sky, put BS. Like give yourself a hint. Don't actually write it out. Assume you're going to get hacked at some point." Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the document that you put these passwords in, please don't call it passwords. Please make it something kind of sneaky. And so when they're searching your computer, they're not going to find this. I don't know. That was a mild headache. Sorry. So, detour. So, back to your question on the artist Facebook page, it does need to be connected to your personal page, and then you can launch as many pages as you want. And when you do set up a business manager, you can take control. So, you'll own the business manager, which is a separate thing. And then you take control of the Facebook page in the business manager. I don't know what I'm doing that. Like, that just seems, I don't know. But in the business manager, and then you can run ads and do all the things. Okay, so I think MK, Miss Krystle Facebook, which is added into the stream. Hey, what's up, Miss Krystle Facebook page? We have everyone here. Going back to the questions, I'll get into my first tip here. You guys, this is what I have to do. I appreciate you. You're asking the questions and being wonderful. All right, come over make sure to come over to YouTube, Top Music Attorney. Curtis says the podcast is just a pure helping thing. We interview people. Oh, what you're doing? We interview people in the metal industry. We've gotten clients from it, yes, and not the intention at all. It's just to help people not getting scammed. 100%. I love what you're doing. And in fact, you should on Facebook, you should come and join. I have a student community. And so just go to the Top Music Attorney on Facebook, join our group. And then there's a bunch of not metalheads, but a lot of people who do metal type of music in that group. And so I don't know, you could just you have my permission to post about your podcast and network. Okay, so CJ says, as with running any kind of company, you have to start by doing as much as you can yourself to save money, but eventually you have to employ other people to take on things. That's right. And when that happens, have contracts. Make sure, yeah. It was not a fun situation. No, and not even like that they're vindictive. It was just like, I was like, if these guys weren't kind of scumbags, I'd probably hire them, right? Because obviously, like, they are organized, they are creative in their approach of how they're going to rip you off. Anyway, for those of you just checking in, where are you checking in from and what time is it? There's also a link for those of you on, I think it's YouTube, for the student group. So if you want to join our student group, there's now a link on YouTube. I was hacked on Facebook and it was a nightmare. Oh no, it happened to you too. Someone was running ads and I don't know what happened to them, but I got control back. Did you get a refund? So Facebook's telling me that if you report the fraudulent charges and that they determine, after like a 48-hour investigation, that they'll refund you. Did they? Sure, I'll join. I believe the client I have is in that. Oh, great. Perfect. The more the merrier. All right, Skylar, what's up? Love the name. 8:30, Ohio. All right, last one, and then we're going to get into a tip. Kia Ora Tia Bay, New Zealand. My mama's from New Zealand. So networking is fairly difficult to set up, especially since I want to own my own masters and song rights. Well, KJ, I would say like networking, that's what the student group is for. I need to rename it. It really is a music business group. And my students happen to be in it as well. But we have over 700 members, and it's a place that I really want people to be able to like jump in, start promoting, network, help each other. And it's so beautiful, especially over like the last couple of weeks. I've noticed that, a lot of my students are just supporting each other and helping each other out and giving each other feedback and advice. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like a loving mother who's just done well. I don't know. But I'm very proud of everyone in there and I'm excited for them. So anyway, come and network there. Okie dokie. So let's move on. I don't know if you have a question. If you have a question specifically about that, let me know. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's move on. So, yeah, let's talk about money. Let's get you some money. Should I zoom in? I have a remote. You want to come zoom me in? My producer's saying I have too much headroom. We have to make sure that I'm framed up properly because we do this live, but then we cut out the segments later for those of you who want to watch again, and then we always edit them. We add B-roll, we make them super jazzy. Oh my gosh, that's too close. That is just too much. And now I'm blurry. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. I have to look. I have to look into your soul so that you can get the right focus. He's telling me I need to stop kicking the camera. I can't help it if I have the kicks. Yeah. No, I know. I hear you. I hear you. Okie dokie. So while he gets reset up, sorry, one more. Lead singer of Beyond All Means. That's a great band name. Cover band at the moment, but working on originals. Amazing. Welcome. We have I've done a bunch of videos on doing cover songs. And actually there's even more updates that have happened on it, but they're still good. So you can watch those on the channel. All right, here we go. Everyone focus. This is gonna be great. When it comes to increasing traffic, right, and having audience and having eyes on what you're doing, ultimately, that's going to lead to sales. Now, if you are in the music business, at some point you'll realize that even if you're promoting your music or what you're producing and releasing, you still need to sell something ancillary, right, related to kind of what you're doing in the music business. So you can sell your skills, which is something a lot of people do. They might become teachers, they might do sample packs, they might just kind of produce and be like, hey, I'll write a song for you, or let's say you're a singer. So, whatever it is that you are selling, we want to make sure that you can increase your sales and come up with an actual method to make sure that you have enough income coming in, right? Let's say it's $10,000 a month. You can quit your 9 to 5 job and you can continue scaling from there. So, there are ways that this is actually done. And we're going to talk about 5 of them today as far as increasing sales for your music business. And maybe I'll throw in a tip at the end on top of that. So, the first one I want to talk about is just with music marketing through email. Okay. Now, when we talk about email lists, you might be thinking, well, I get so many emails. Who uses email anymore? You would be shocked at, I think, the misperception on emails and how powerful they are when you build them the right way. So the power of email is that you own your audience and you're not relying on social media platforms, right? So Mr. Producer, I love that you've built your platform to 10,000 followers on Instagram. When Instagram goes away, what are you going to do? Well, you'll say, oh, well, I'm going to go build on a different platform. Well, that's great. In the meantime, you should be going and collecting emails so that you can stay in contact with the people who might pay for your services, because one of those might be a $1,500 sale. One of those might be a $5,000 sale. And again, that's based on you having that email and then sending an email. Okay. So email marketing, really important. I use Aweber, but I've heard great things about MailChimp. I've even thought about maybe switching to MailChimp. For those of you who have used different email services, feel free to drop your thoughts down below. Let me know pros and cons. But, besides having ownership of the audience, you get analytics. And this is one of the best parts of having an email list, because even if you have 200 people on the email list, obviously we want to get it as big as possible. But if you can look at your analytics and your audience is hungry for your content and you have an open rate of like 30%, 40%, that means a whole lot of people really care about what you're doing. But what that also translates to is you have warm leads of people who are going to purchase your products at some point. So it's not just now. It's not, I'm going to send an email and be like, hey, hire me. They might not hire you now. That's okay. That still might be a sale in a month. That still might be a sale in 3 months. Because sometimes you have to build that trust with your audience and for them to know that you're the best and that they want to work with you. Okay. So, anyway, email marketing, please do it. And please make sure that you are promoting it. Just because it's on your website, which we'll talk about in a second, it doesn't mean anyone knows about it. So, my method is I say it whenever I do content as much as possible, but I for sure post it in my stories on Instagram once a week. And I go, hey, and I say something cute. I'm like, sign up for my email list. Like, don't be lame. But you can just be like, I have super secrets that I'm gonna share with you. Winky face. Here's the link. You know what I'm saying? So you can make it fun. All right, number two, when it comes to 5 ways to increase your music business sales, let's talk about the website. So websites are they're just this way to give this professional edge to what you do. Remember that the first touch and perception that someone has for you is probably going to be from social media, right? They're probably going to see something that you posted or something that you were tagged in. And eventually, if they are interested in hiring you, where do they go? Well, they might message you on Instagram. We'll talk about that. But they're likely going to go to your website, which hopefully is in your bio link. Okay. But also, it just has this air of professionalism because that's what websites do. And for me, even, if you're being super lazy, which I definitely was at one point, Wix is super great to use. It's very easy to navigate. But you can just do a landing page, right? So meaning you don't have to have a super complicated website with a huge menu and all these pages. You can have one page that is a hub and has all the links to all the things and maybe some just basic information about hiring you and just like message me, here are my base rates, and then I can tell you, how much your thing will cost. But obviously, as you continue to grow, the more stuff that you can add to give yourself credibility on your website is going to help you immensely. And it's going to be things like testimonials, right? And not just you type down your website, Jessica said I was the best producer ever. That's cute. But like if we can actually take a screenshot of Jessica's post on Google, right? Doing a Google review, if people can see that the reviews are genuine, they're going to build. There we go. Yeah, I was like, I'm pausing for a sec because I just saw something happened. What happened? Who are we killing? And where is my producer when I need him? I'm good now. Okay, do you know where I cut off? Did I at least finish that portion? To my editor who's watching right now, did I at least get through the website portion so you can at least cut that and I'll keep going? It froze. When did it froze? Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back and we're going to go from the website. So I just want to make sure that you guys have this. So we'll just take it from the website. All right. So the second way to increase your music business sales is going to be your website. Okay. So you can build a website, of course, Wix all day long. I've built so many websites through Wix, but of course there's Lead Pages, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress. I mean, there's so many places. But what you need to just think of is you don't have to make it super complicated. The reason you're doing the website is because it has this, it's like a business card, right? I mean, people just assume if you are a professional, you're going to have a website. And simple is key. Don't overcomplicate things. If you overcomplicate things, you're not going to do it. You're not going to want to do it. So you can do something as simple as a landing page that has the main information, maybe some information about your services, how to contact you, have it linked to your social media, have your email and your phone number, and all the things. And then as you continue to grow, to build, you can expand it, but at least have something. And so as far as if you're watching this right now and you're trying to figure out how to clean up your act and get, more sales, please, if you don't have a website, just go and start something simple. You can make it better later, but at least get it going, okay? So then number 3, when it comes to increasing sales for your music business, we're going to talk about how you direct traffic. Okay, so when we always say link in bio, check the link in bio, I mean, these are like nails on a chalkboard to your eyeballs. For a lot of people, they're like, stop telling me about the damn link in your bio. I don't care. Now, you do need to let people know how they can, obviously access you. So you are okay to say it, but just keep in mind that, you have to be cautious of how many times you ask people to go somewhere. But anyway, if you are going to have a link in your bio, which you absolutely need to, remember that you can do a list of links through platforms like Linktree, Linkfire. I use Linktree and have for so long. It's so simple to use. It's free. You can upgrade to, remove the branding and do special colors and all that. Linkfire, I also really like for music related link compilations because you can put your merch, your music videos, like all the things. Now, the one I discovered recently is Koji, and Koji is pretty damn cool. And I'm very excited to kind of try this platform because it's just a little, I don't know, it's a little fancy and it's all free, but they allow you to do so many things that these other platforms don't, which are like, hey, we're going to have like a listening party. So it helps you to set that up. It allows you to sell your courses. You do crowdfunding, tip jars. So I'm excited to kind of jump into this a little bit more, including, when it comes to accepting payments. So in any case, have something. So that's what I'm saying. We want to always make where we send traffic as easy as possible. If someone's just going to follow you on social media, great. Make sure there's a way for them to follow you when they click your link on TikTok, when they click your link on LinkedIn. Make sure that your website is there, right? And then what I was telling my students today during our meeting, I go, remember to also check when you're like, hey, click the link in my bio. Remember after you post, go and click the link, go through the entire motion of what your customer is going to experience to make sure that like the mobile view of your website looks okay because you only looked at it on your desktop. So like obvious stuff that we just don't think of, but make sure you do that. All right. So then number 4, when it comes to just great methods to improve your sales, let's talk about live streams. Now, live streams are just going to be kind of favored by social media because it just jars. I don't know. It does something with the algorithm. It wakes it up. Jars. It wakes up the algorithm and it's like, hey, this person's alive. They're not just posting once a month. And it will notify your audience. And so when you are actually on a live stream, there's 2 things. One, it reminds people of who you are who may have not been served your content. Because remember, just because someone follows you, Instagram, Facebook, I mean, all these platforms, the algorithm may not be showing your content to these people. So the live stream is an opportunity for you to show up and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot about this person. So that's number 1. Number 2, the live stream is a way to really connect with people on a more personal level, right? So think about live shows that you've been to. There's just something about having that more one-on-one experience where you can say, well, not that you're talking to them at a live show, but on a live stream, they can talk to you, right? And they can get an answer. And so you can actually personalize the relationship a little bit more. Now, ultimately, when you build trust with the people who follow you, you can convert them to sales later because you are trying to help them with the stuff that you're selling, right? And so that's one way to do it. And obviously, there's other stuff that you can do on a live stream as far as like cook dinner. Like my producer, that Orko, he has this guy that he watches and he just makes, the guy's making chicken. And so he'll watch the guy make chicken for an hour and a half or however long it takes. And he learns about making chicken, but also it's just a way to make friends, right? And personalize that relationship. You can do it when you're shooting a music video. You can do it at an actual live performance. And you can do it casually when you are at home chilling in your living room. All right. So then number 5, when it comes to increasing sales, let's really talk about social media. Obviously, you need to be working your social media because the more eyes that you have on your stuff, the more people are reminded of you. Early along with my law firm, one of the ways that I landed probably my biggest client, and he shared this story with me, it's just because I was posting all the time and my stuff through my law firm was not getting a ton of engagement by any means. But I was just sharing a lot of content to try to help people. And the side effect of it is that they see that you are an expert in something, that you can help in a certain area. And he told me that, he had seen like 7 pieces of content of mine before he was like, I think this chick knows what she's talking about. He then booked his initial consultation, and then it just developed over the following years into a really fruitful relationship. So anyway, don't discount the importance of just showing up on social media and actually showing up a lot, right? We don't want you just posting once a week. If that's all you can do, cool. Like, more power to you. Do what you can. But the more that you can get yourself to just post something, remember, it's just a multiplication problem. The more platforms that you post to, the more people see your posts. The more that you post, the more people see your posts. So if we could get, even with a small content creator, a small artist, a small label to post across like 5 platforms, one time a day, that's hundreds, if not thousands of people who have an opportunity to see your stuff, to follow you, to become aware of your brand, and to eventually buy something from you. Okay. So, try to, give something meaningful back to the audience. Don't just be like, hey, please do this for me, follow me here, buy this thing. Remember, you got to give, you got to give, you got to give. And then eventually, when you ask, people are going to be more responsive, right? And it's the rule of reciprocity. When you give, people just feel psychologically like they need to. They're like, oh my gosh, I owe this person something. It's what happens. All right. So if you're finding this video helpful, I'm going to give you one more bonus tip, but please like this video and share it with someone. This channel grows by word of mouth. And so if you are finding this stuff helpful, please make sure you share it with someone else so they can get that help as well. So my bonus tip is that exclusivity sells. Okay. So when it comes to your services, and sometimes this is just perception, but if people feel like there is exclusivity in what you're doing, and we could even use like fancy big brands as the example. If something is exclusive, because not everyone can buy it because it's so expensive. Well, it's still a shirt, it's still a pair of socks. You know what I'm saying? But there's this air of something else that's around it. So you can always kind of put that into what you're doing and make accessibility a little bit less, which makes people want it more. So as far as, sales tactics, this is probably going to be a different video that I go into in the tactics that I've definitely used and clients have used of mine. But, these are some of the strongest ways that you can absolutely increase sales for your services and the goods that you are selling. So make sure you get that website set up. Make sure I see you all over social media. Be compiling the emails and saying hi to your audience. So don't just get a bunch of emails, then you never say hi. And make sure you subscribe because I'm releasing free tip videos to help you with your music career and your music business every week. There we go. I got it. Hey, I remembered. It's like, where's my gavel? All right, let me go back. Let me go back to the chat. My watch is killing me. I keep fixing it and I don't understand. We're going to try again. There we go. All right. Let's see if the watch comes out. Okay. Alpha, what's up? So Linktree is free. Yes, Linktree is free. They just have their branding on it at the bottom with the free one. Oh, it's Chris. Hey, what's up, Chris? Yeah, and then it's not super expensive. I think if you pay to remove the branding, it's like $5 a month. Yes, and yes, potential clients. CJ, most definitely lives are a great tool, but a lot of people do it very unprofessionally and whitelist. Some people like to see the real day-to-day you with your mom calling you in the other room. So just like the content you post, is that what you're saying? Hey, yeah, you are welcome, Chris. Cool. I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful. The gavel. Hey, thanks. Chris, you can use Top Music Attorney School as an example there because you teach so much everywhere. Yeah, I mean, even for me, right? My selling has to be for my program that I'm helping people to understand the music business, and they get their contract templates and they get to meet with me once a week. And even though it's a sales pitch, it literally is the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to not having to hire an attorney. Right. So if you were to hire me or any of my music attorneys through my office, it would just be an arm and a leg, extremely expensive. And so having, the school that you can go through and you get free weekly meetings with me, I do that because like the whole purpose of what I do and this channel is just to help you guys without having, accessibility. I'm not trying to be bougie and super exclusive, right? Now I only take so many students at one time, so I guess you could say it's kind of exclusive that way, but that's just so I can actually give that personalized instruction. So in any case. Yeah. You're welcome, Stephen. Kevin feels more connected with people on Instagram that go live. Yeah, exactly. I'm able to ask some questions, get to know them. Yeah, totally. And going live is just it's scary. I remember when we first started going live on this channel, and I'd have a mild heart attack before every show, and not so much anymore just because I've done it so often. But it's scary, you know what I'm saying? Because you have no idea what's going to happen, what's going to come out of your mouth. Are you going to look stupid? And the way I ended up detaching from all of that was just to really focus on you guys. And so I go, as long as I'm helping you, then I'm doing my job. It doesn't even matter if I look stupid, right? It doesn't matter if I mess up a word or forget something. My goal here is you. And so if I'm focused on you, I don't matter anymore. And so now, I'm not really nervous. Hey, Winston's back as well. Hey, yeah, we have a couple of people we've been missing. Glad you're here. Okay, well, I'll say let's bring in that Orko and let's get into some news stuff. Hey, here we go.
Oh,
Ooh,
hey,
there we go. Hi.
hey, how's it going, guys? Shout out to the community. We are about to.
Your ear looks really funny.
Thanks. Oh, it
What's
does.
going on with your hat?
I don't know. Just there's a lot of things going on. I don't know if you're getting
Right.
the 50 restream messages I've been sending you, but
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to read this and try to respond to comments. It's too much. I didn't see it. What'd you
yeah.
say?
No, it's okay. I don't want you reading what I was sending you. I was trying to tell you a whole bunch of stuff, but you missed it.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
my bad.
Uh,
My bad.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so come on over to Top Music Attorney on YouTube if you are watching from LinkedIn or Facebook or one of the many other places that we are broadcasting from. Yeah, what's going on?
In the chat, everyone says, "Hey, hey, hey." Hey, it's the dude with the best wardrobe. Yeah, what's
Hey,
what's the shirt today? The people must know.
I'm wearing a Kid and Play shirt from one of my favorite movies, House Party. It's a cool cool little shirt that I had to have. I got a bunch of Kid and Play shirts recently.
Very nice. All right, so we're talking there's a few things happening, and I think the one we're gonna focus on today is just with the collaboration scam and Bow Wow.
Yeah, this is crazy.
All right, let me go over. Did you hear Bow Wow, of
Oh,
course, the
oh,
rapper,
wait,
actor.
hold on. I don't know if this was yours or mine, but there's a huge glitch that happened just as soon as you started. So just in case it was on the thing, let's just try that intro just one more time. Just it glitched like crazy on my end.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no worries. Did you hear Bow Wow, of course, the artist, actor, all the things. He's currently facing some pretty serious allegations of like swindling a child rapper out of $3,000 for a paid collaboration that he never did.
Mhm.
So let's talk about what's really going on here. So I'm reading, according to TMZ Hip Hop, the lawsuit, and this is a lawsuit by the dad, and his name is Steven in Georgia. So this was for a $3,000 paid collaboration, which was sent via Cash App, and this was in
Yeah.
2021. And I guess Bow Wow never fulfilled his commitments. So what happened?
Yeah, so he was trying to get this song for his daughter, Bow Wow on a feature of this song for his daughter called Daddy's Girl. Bow Wow is saying that he never has used Cash App for a professional, interaction. He says that wasn't me. You got catfished. Um, you know, and this is not the first time that he is claiming that people have tried to,
Like
use his
impersonate him?
identity, impersonate
Right.
him to catfish.
Right.
I mean, he was on there was like one of those catfishing shows on MTV. Like some guy was trying to catfish them, saying that they were Bow Wow on him like a few years ago. Um, so yeah, it's just pretty crazy. And I think that kind of thing happens a lot. With people just creating fake accounts and all kinds of shit and starting, and reaching out to artists or having artists reach out to them and just kind of just doing everything over internet transactions.
Well, even I have people reach out to me every once in a while, and they're like, "Hey, were you just on Google Chat asking me for money?"
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, "No, I wasn't." And there's other creative things that people impersonating me do, but no, it absolutely happens, and it scares me that someone would take this and go with it. So a lot of professionals, just so you guys know, don't ask for payments through Cash App, right? They're going to do more secure platforms
Right.
like wire transfers, Zelle, if you're in the United States, and use our banking systems here, PayPal. So these are ways that you can actually claw back money if there are
Right.
fraudulent issues. So I mean, that's just like the first red flag right there. Just don't do it unless you have like real certainty it's mom asking for like rent. I don't know
Yeah.
why I thought of that. If you're
Ye
living with your mother, having the ramen noodles, and you're over the age of, what's a good age? 35, we have a problem.
yeah, we have a definite situation.
Yes. So anyway, so Bow Wow's tweet, he what was it? A reference to Deep Pimpin' about the impersonating of the Catfish TV. And then someone was kind of calling him out because they're like, "Oh, you had a meet and greet, and it was like $1,000." And
Yeah, they're just kind of just saying that, because he's catching a lot of flack 'cause the story is, kinda making waves on the internet. And, yeah, he was just still facing criticism for, like, his $1,000 meet and greets, that he was doing during the Millennium Tour, uh, for there's different tiers of experiences based on how close, I guess, you got to or whatever the interaction was. Like, he had one that was, like, $150, an option that was 450, and then there was the $1,000 option. So, I mean, I don't know if that means you get to make out with Bow Wow for 1,000. I don't know who's paying that much to hang out with Bow Wow. I don't know, man. It's
well,
all
and
me.
I not just to like throw shade, but the last time I remember we talked about him was just because of the kind of faked private
Right.
jet thing. And it's funny because I saw an advertisement for this on Facebook a few days ago, and the guy owns a private jet, and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm the guy. You come and take your pictures in here if you're an influencer, da 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 da." Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's flexing, but like he really got it kind of hard on this because he had posted the picture and unfortunately he got caught because he was on like a normal commercial airline and someone took a picture and then it went viral. So anyway, what else is he up to? Let's give him some love. Is he releasing music lately?
I'm sure somewhere.
Let
That
me see.
that
I'm gonna do a quick
check it
search.
out. Let's check it out. Let's check him out. Let's see what Bow Wow's got going on.
The Bow Wow news. What's he got? So lots of the stuff about the lawsuits. Let's see if we can go a little further back. I mean, they're always news outlets are always reporting on the negative stuff, so they're not gonna be like, "Oh, he's doing great and his health is in good shape." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I hope he's
no,
doing well.
I'm just trying to find some news on him that's not the fact that he's being accused of scamming this girl out of a few K, man. But I
No,
don't
and
know.
it doesn't help. But obviously, like he didn't scam her, obviously, or what he's saying. Let's clarify. Maybe he did. He's saying he didn't, and if that's the case, then hopefully he
I
can
find
prove
it
this in
hard
the
to
lawsuit.
believe I find it hard to believe that he would do this. Not that he's not opportunistic to wanna make money or just something like that or anything. It's just I don't know. I can't even imagine, like, somebody even be this his the dad even be able to get a hold of Bow Wow to
Right.
offer him for a feature, for a song that he wrote, like, for called "Daddy's Girl" that he's paying for his daughter to sing. I mean, let's not even get into the whole weird psychology behind the fact that he's looking for Bow Wow for "Daddy's Girl" on his daughter's song that he's paying for.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not going there. But okay, so he has right now his last release was 2020. It was Vibes, an instrumental album. The one before that, Kinda Country, Kinda Hood instrumental. Also 2020, Quarantine instrumental. And then before that, it was an album called Ignorant Shit in 2016. His plays right now are a little less than 3 million. I mean, that's
that's good.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
not
so
up on Bow Wow. I mean, it's just it's I'm sure he's doing great. He's just not on my radar at all.
yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what pans out because again, there is a lawsuit. Lawsuits don't mean that the claims are real, but it also doesn't mean that they're not, right? So I'll be curious to see kind of what happens, and we will keep you guys posted. What was the other thing? Let's just oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, well, all good.
Ah, shit.
For someone who's losing her voice right now, I feel like you're not helping me out too much on this show, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I messed up the order. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. I didn't really think it through.
You didn't wanna talk about the collab? The
The
dark side of collaborations?
I mean, it's pretty much I think it worked.
You've had some interesting, collaborations with producers and stuff. You could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but let me see.
Come on, you're I'm peer
I'm
pressuring you
overlooking.
right now. Stop
I'm
trying to
telling
abandon me.
I'm telling you, I'm out of control today. Yeah, let's go. Let's
That's
fuck.
right,
I
guys.
got
We
stuff. I
we
always got stuff. Let's do it.
That's right.
All
Worst
right.
case, you can just sit there and look pretty. Yeah.
I'll just not. Look, listen. If you see the whole time, if I got nothing off, I'm like, if I just go after she like does her little pause and it's my turn to talk, if I'm just like, absolutely,
Yeah,
then
that's
you
what I'm
know I got
saying.
nothing. we'll just cut.
You
We'll just
gotta
cut
you
it in.
gotta you gotta be my hype man. If you're like my
Hey,
go-to in anything, you just stand there and you always gotta affirm what I'm saying. So like if I say something, you'd be like, yeah,
listen.
yeah, and shake your
I'm
head.
telling you, I'm gonna tell like just some of the behind the scenes stuff. Like these shows, you wouldn't think it. They actually have a lot of prep involved in them, as far as before the show and then after the show to get these things. And I've been, subtly trying to figure out just different things, like different kinds of bits and just different kinds of themes and stuff that was going on. And one of the things that is soon to come that I want to incorporate is like more like sound effects and stuff in it, so we can get the party up and get it all hype. So I'm
Well,
working on that, just so you know.
we
I
talked
got
about
it. Just not implementing.
making the show like see it's about to slip again. What is happening? To make the show more like school, and we never implemented it. So today I did the whole roll call, right? But I
No, it's
really want to
fine.
have like cute, like even right, so we have the cartoon, you know,
Yeah.
attorney. And just to have some cute little like transition slide that goes by and it's like school's in session, roll call, and then I start, right?
No,
And then we
I have
go,
all kinds of sound effects and school sound effects and all kinds of stuff ready to go. I just have not implement them into the show because I just haven't. But
well,
we're gonna have
we have
fun.
like the cutouts. We have the cutouts of the cartoon, even though it's not 100% with like the hair. Where's my thing? It's not 100% with the hair. Like we could just do that on like not moving, not animated, but just have it go across the screen. Does that make sense? So it's just like, and then it can go with the
Yeah,
sound.
no, we can have little swooshes and transitions eventually for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just do the Mitch McConnell state. What is that? Stare at the mic.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's not nice.
You guys. All right, so let's do this. What do you say? All right, so remember we were talking what? I think oh, that's sad. Okay, are you ready? Can you stop messaging me and focus?
Hold on. A.
Hold on. Hold on.
A, I said. A.
He's all acting like this is his show or something.
A. Let's go.
Should always be aware that a girl nearby has scissors.
Oh no.
Okay, you ready?
I got nothing.
All right, so you remember we were talking about Bow Wow and the fact that he was being sued because allegedly he had scammed this young rapper out of $3,000, and this was like a minor, and so her dad was coming after him. Well, that prompted me to want to talk about the dark side of online collaborations. And, things can go so badly, even in the best of circumstances, which leads to you losing money and potentially loss of reputation and just a complete disaster. So, let's talk about ways that you're going to avoid this and to navigate the dark side of collaborations. All right, so the first one is verifying the identity of who you're speaking with. So often we make purchases and we make commitments and sign things without ever speaking to a human,
Sure.
right? Because we're emailing, we have
Right.
conversations on social media. WhatsApp is a new way of doing a ton of business. And so making sure you know who you're communicating with is really important. Like, for example, someone had messaged me on LinkedIn and I need to like update my Wikipedia profile. And they're like, oh, we can do this for you. And it was just a bunch of emails. And they're like, here's the payment link. At the
Right.
point they sent me the payment link, I'm like, who am I
Right.
talking to? And so, I asked the girl that I was talking to, I was like, hey, is there a number I can call you on? And so I called her her, and some older man picked up, and he had a very heavy accent, and it was kind of hard
Mm,
communicating with him. And I'm just like, I'm not going to make jump to conclusions here, but you're not Jasmine.
right.
So, in any case, so you need to verify the identity of who you're speaking with. What else?
That's an easy thing to do. I mean, Google some of these people. If they're like kind of with a collab, if you're collaborating with somebody, if you're collaborating with a producer and you're working on something that's like very kind of like personal and it's like artistic, it's not out of line to get say like, can we do a video chat? Get yourself a Zoom call so you can verify the people. But you could do research and find out if these people are really, who they are by just looking who they're supposed to be, reaching out through the proper channels. But absolutely like verify before you send any kind of like money to somebody that is either doing a feature or is I we've even had face to faces with our mixers and stuff that haven't, when working with a mixer that isn't, working with us because they're in a different state and we're not necessarily
Sure.
going there to mix the album. And so it's kind of like a get to know you. Like I can't imagine anybody's gonna have that a problem with that, like
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah, just do your due diligence. So then second, when it comes to kind of navigating what can be just a disaster with collaborations of any kind,
Mm,
avoid using money app transactions for business deals. So like
yeah,
WhatsApp,
yeah,
right? Don't just use WhatsApp because we want to use payment methods like PayPal, or you could do Zelle or wire transfers, but just basically a payment method that you potentially could file a claim to get your money back. For example, I love PayPal because if they do have an issue, you can file a dispute. Cash App. Oh, what did I say?
you're saying WhatsApp.
Oh, sorry, Cash App. Yeah, so, Cash App, but, on PayPal, you can actually file a dispute and get your
Yeah,
money back. So, if someone's saying, "Cash App me, whatever, 3 grand so I can do a feature," you should not be suspicious necessarily, but just kinda pause for a second. And me, like, for example, on the prior, thing that I had shared about calling and being like, "Is this legit?" They wanted credit card details. I'm like,
right,
I'd prefer to use PayPal
right.
because I know I can get the money back if it's a scam."
And
So
everybody uses PayPal, or has a Zelle account or just something, like similar to that. Like you shouldn't be going through, if they're just like kind of like if they're an independent, kind of producer or something, someone kind of small, they might have cash apps, but just tell them that you go through PayPal. Like they need to get on board with PayPal. They shouldn't be using Cash App either. And just say I don't feel like it. They want your money, so they'll have, they'll make sure they get something, but you want to make sure that your money is protected if something goes wrong.
well, and Curtis made a good point, right? So many people do this, especially, right, record labels, right?
Yeah,
So I will, and there were air quotes there, sorry, record labels. uh, and people will send me contracts like, "Oh my gosh, Universal just sent me a
yeah,
contract," and it is
yeah,
not
yeah.
Universal. And they are definitely getting scammed. Like, if you pay me $1,000, we'll sign you and all this stuff. Like, oh my
You
gosh.
you released a video on the channel that specifically goes over what to
Right.
look for. There's a lot. There's like I think you give
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 like telltale signs that this is not legit, and some of them are not as obvious as you would think, but
Yeah.
you got to look at it.
Yeah, and you can absolutely learn how to spot this stuff because I've seen so many of these and I know what's legit and what's not. So I that's what I talk about in the video, things like watermarks and font size and just like there's stuff that I can teach you about.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
definitely check that out. All right, so then number 3, with all that being said, trust your instincts, okay? When it comes to money, if you got the spidey sense telling you something is off, something's off. And even if it's not, you still need to reinforce your gut instincts because you're probably right.
This goes with everything that you do in your music business. We're talking about, but when you're kind of giving money to some, but I've been in a situation where, I don't know if I've talked about on this channel, but like I was being courted. My one of my last project, we were being courted by investors, and we were being wined and dined, and like they were going to be investing like hundreds of thousands of dollars into my project and stuff like that, and it just like it wasn't like the guy was just like kind of like a scammer, just kind of like what he did,
Hmm.
as far as I don't know, he just wanted to be closer to the bands and kind of get inside access, and he did have money, but he never had like intentions on doing it. I don't know, it was a he was one of these kind of weird guys, and you find a lot of these people kind of creeping up in the industry, and you kind of know, you kind of get those feelings, but it's like that promise of, oh, I'm gonna get that feature, or I'm gonna get that guy to remix my song, and then my song's gonna go viral. This guy's gonna invest in my project, but you know that it's, just be careful with your
With
money,
strings.
especially. Yeah, just be careful.
Well, and it's funny because what you just described is actually what a lot of investment deals look like. It's just someone who wants to
Yeah,
get close to the band and they want to get special access behind the scenes. And that's all cool. But what you need to think about before you take investors' money is that you need to deliver on what you're
right,
promising. So, A, it's usually you try need to pay back the money to the investor. But also, if you don't want to deal with the headache of some dude being like, hey, I want to come backstage and take pictures, and they're all like hanging, in your group and stuff like that. Don't take the money. And it doesn't have
yeah.
to be like, oh, he's creepy or anything like that. That's just what the deal is.
It's it's one of those things that, like, that we should totally do a whole video on, just talking about these type of people,
Mhm.
because like, what is this phrase? Like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze a lot of the times. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of times some of these investors that, and I'm just kind of, I don't know about other business. I'm sure it works this way. I just can talk about from the music business because I've dealt with investors on a few different times, and it's just, sometimes they're just, a lot of the times they're really kind of annoying. And, like, you know what I mean? Because you could, now you
Well,
have someone to
and
kind of
and
answer
the
to.
reason why it's annoying is not because necessarily they're annoying human beings, but just that
No.
you're doing your thing and you don't wanna be bothered, and that's totally
Well, you
fine.
just
And
got
if people
yourself
are
a
like
boss in a way, like, because
right,
you have somebody that
right,
that you're now accounting to.
yeah,
Where are we at with the accountability? Which could also work good. Like, I'm just saying, the experiences that I've had have just been kind of different. Um, but yeah, I just watch out, trust your instincts. It's just so key. You know when something doesn't feel right. That goes with your, even with making your music, and before you release it, you know in your stomach that it's not mixed right when you play it for somebody. So get it mixed better, get it mastered. It's all
right.
these things. Always trust your instincts.
Well, and then the next thing is that you need to seek legal guidance. Okay, so if we're dealing with something like you're doing a paid collab and you're dropping $3,000, please go spend another 500. It is well worth the contract template that you're going to get and get a contract saying that the person's going to follow through. When are they going to get you the feature? Are they going to promote it on their social media? The whole reason we pay people to do features for us half the time is because they have clout and they have audiences. So if you don't have it in writing, anything can happen. Now we're talking about scammers and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the real situations with
Yeah,
real collaborators. So get legal guidance. And then if you're not sure or something happens, man, you can also talk to an attorney. And they can definitely do something to help you.
I'm sure you deal with this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And there's different ways to do it. So we try to keep costs down because you've already paid for a collaboration. Now you're paying more money for attorney's fees, but we want to get your money back. And so that's what's we're there to do. And with my law firm, we not only do that for clients, and it's just a demand letter, right? So you're gonna call the attorney, I need you to draft this thing. And sometimes just sending a letter is all it takes,
Yeah.
right? They get a scary letter that's on legal letterhead, and it kind of doesn't even matter what the letter says. Of course it does. We want to make it sound great with legal references and things like that. But that's all it takes. And so don't feel like just because you get scammed and maybe you did it through Cash App and you can't get your money back, that that's the end of the story. Get someone like an attorney to come help you out. If you want me to do it, I'll make sure my link is down below to Delgado Entertainment Law. All right. So then, besides legal help, definitely raise awareness. Let's support each other, when these things happen. So people have been pretty good about these or about this in communities on Facebook. Like
Yeah.
we have a Facebook group on Top Music Attorney for music business musicpreneurs, and when something happens, let us know, and word spreads. And so they're like, don't work with this guy, don't work with
Yeah.
this company.
We recently released a video about, Song Secure, which is one of these websites that,
Right.
it says that they're gonna do unlimited copyrights for you, and they'll give you their, certificate of authenticity, or whatever they call it. But, we're here to let you know about, like, the dangers that are going on in the industry, and just because with the internet and stuff, there's just a lot of ways to prey on eager, independent artists and producers and people that are just looking for a break because that algorithm is crushing you. So, we're here for that. So if you guys have drop in the comments if you have anything else that you want us to kind of check out as far as, is it legit or not? Well, we'll take a look.
100%. Yeah, and this is what I say. I've built the music business school side of what we do because people who need help, learning about the music business, growing the music business, getting their contract templates, it's a very inexpensive way to get
Yeah.
all those things plus weekly access to a real attorney. But on the other side of it, when you have problems, and you need to get personal representation, that's when you go to a law firm, right? That's when you go to our law firm. And we provide all the things. It's just basically helping people at which point they need help.
And don't feel
And
embarrassed about it. Like, sometimes
yeah,
when you get scammed or you get taken advantage of, you're afraid to say anything because you don't want to be like, oh, I look silly because I didn't know better and I got taken advantage of. Don't be embarrassed. Like, let people know, bring the awareness.
that's right. And if you are interested in being a student and joining the music business school, you can message me on Instagram at Top Music Attorney and let me know what you're up to. I'll take it from there. All right, if you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and share it with someone who can also use the help. Word of mouth is how we grow, and we appreciate you. All right, look at that. See, we got through it.
We did it. Did it, guys. We did it, team.
I think the level of pain right now in my voice is
Yeah, it's like rocks are
like
in
a
there.
like a
You ready to
like a
record?
7. We're not dead yet, but it's pretty it's a 7 now, it's gonna be like a 9.
Something I think happened. Did it happen? Uh-oh. Let's see here. Up, 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 up. Another fluctuation. Fluctuation. Flux capacitors. Fluxing.
Yeah, I just took that Orko off because his face was still frozen. Sorry, that Orko. So appreciate you being on the show, guys. Let's do a quick wrap up. We will be watching a video together. I always like to show you a little of what I'm up to. But obviously come on social media, say hi. It's Top Music Attorney on all platforms. And the like I was saying at the beginning of the show, the audio podcast, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you downloading it, listening to it, and I was very flattered by the numbers update that my producer gave me. So that's super cool. So I did all the things. Make sure if you need help, contact my law firm or just message me on Top Music Attorney, specifically for like the music business stuff. And without further ado, we're going to watch one of my songs and music videos. If you like dark pop and just kind of want to check out a little of what I'm up to, you can search Muse Krystle, Miss Krystle on all music platforms and just keep it rocking all weekend long because why not? Let's see. What should we watch together? Let's do Save Yourself. I'm in a save yourself kind of mood. Know what I mean? Sometimes you're just in a certain vibe. And what I want you guys to look out for when you watch this is my silver masked friend. Okay, so he represents something very important in the music video. He's not just my handy dandy sidekick who will take care of my business, which is also what he could have been. But he represents actually something else. I'm not going to give away too much, so we'll watch it together. I'll be in the chat. Muse, that's funny. What's up, Eric? Muse Krystle. Yes. So I'll be in the chat. We'll watch it together, and then you guys will bump it all weekend long. I love your faces. You'll get one more gavel. Why not? I love your faces. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your questions. It's like I was just saying. It makes me want to do the show live and to just be able to help you guys. So I appreciate you. Let's watch it together. Save yourself. I'll see you next week, 5 p.m. PST on Top Music Attorney YouTube. Hey, yeah.